black thing go from left to right, and I thought, I'm going to die out here. No one's ever going to know.
I couldn't believe what my eyeballs were showing me. I'll never forget how evil the eyes were. It was horrible. I mean, I've never seen nothing that evil.
It ran towards me at a rate that I can't even explain. Turned and stared at me, and this look of, I just want to kill you. I want to say it was human, but it wasn't.
He was yelling at me to grab a gun, grab a gun. I was like, for what? He said, just grab a gun. And there's footprints all the way to the door of my house. It had went inside my garage, all the way to the door.
911, what are you reporting?
Jesus Christ, you better...
Sir?
Zia!
Hello?
Get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6'9", I don't know.
Do you see him now, sir?
Yes, I'm looking right at him.
Uh-oh.
You're listening to Sasquatch Chronicles. Check us out online at sasquatchchronicles.com. If you've had an encounter, email me. My email address is wes@sasquatchchronicles.com. Welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. Got a great show planned for you this evening. Hope everyone's enjoying the start of their Memorial Day weekend. I really hope you get a chance to relax, hang out with some family, and definitely think of our veterans. Tonight we'll be speaking to Trey, and Trey has been on the show in the past. He's out there in Tennessee. He sent me hairs. I mean, he's constantly out there investigating and looking and talking to witnesses, and he recently had a real quick glimpse of something, and so I invited him to the show to talk about it tonight. I'll also be welcoming Randy Yazzie to the show. He's a member of the Navajo Nation. He'll be sharing some encounter stories with us tonight, and then a little bit of the insight. How do the Navajos look at these creatures? It's like I always say, we're all looking for answers on what these things are. And it's nice to get perspective, whether it be from people who've had encounters or from Native Americans that have run into them. It's nice to get a perspective on how people view these creatures. And Duke will be jumping on too with them. So look for that coming up. If you've had an encounter and you'd like to be on the show, shoot me an email. My email address is wes@sasquatchchronicles.com. And I know last week, the trivia contest, it was kind of 50-50. Some people liked it, some people didn't. But if you'd like me to do more, maybe leave a comment below and let me know if you want me to do more of stuff like that. Mainly for the members, a chance to win something cool. So I thought it was a great idea, but I'd like your guys' feedback on it. Let's jump into it tonight. I want to welcome Trey to the show. Trey, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And Trey always he's been researching a lot of different areas, and he always sends me information on different witness sightings. And he recently had his own sighting. But Trey, what kind of drew you to this area that you're looking into? Was it, I know you'd mentioned roadside crossings and an old man that saw one. But for the audience, would you kind of go into that before we jump into your encounter?
Yeah, I can't remember what year it was, 2010, 11, maybe somewhere in there. We went to a campground, me and my buddies from high school. First time we had been camping together since we were in high school, basically all of us together. And we used to do this thing when we were younger. On Friday nights, people would go to football games. Well, we would go out in the woods to go camping. And between me and my buddies, we always would see who could, call off the coyotes first. It was just something we did, just make a few beers out there, get the coyotes going and stuff, and we used to be pretty good at it. So we meet up, like I said, I can't remember the exact year, 2011, 2010 maybe. We're all camping, and of course we're drinking again, and the guys said, I can't remember who said it, said, hey, you want to see if we can call the coyotes out again? I said, sure, I hadn't done it in years. I'm not sure they had either, but so we start doing it. And sure enough, we get coyotes coming back. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Nostalgia, memories of high school and all that stuff. And beyond the coyotes, farther away than the coyotes were, we heard the loudest scream that I have ever heard in my life. And, I grew up around here. I camped in the woods all the time. I've never heard anything like that scream. I know it sounds cliche, but you actually do kind of feel the scream. I know this one was really far away, but you do feel it as much as you hear it. And another thing that you hear all the time that I know sounds cliche is it did sound like a woman's scream. And at that time I hadn't been on listening to Sasquatch Chronicles or really anything except the Patterson Gimlin film. I'd seen that, of course, and didn't really put two and two together. Didn't know what it was. I just know I went to sleep with my gun in my tent with me that night. So that's what kind of started off this whole area, and me looking into the subject of Sasquatch or Bigfoots or wild men, boogers. They got so many different names around here. It's hard to figure out what you're looking for. So started listening to your show, and one of your co-hosts at the time had suggested I put flyers up in the area where I'd had my screen at. So I did, and it took a while, but slowly but surely I started getting some email reports in of things that have happened. A lot of them were just unknown. I couldn't say one way or the other. There were a few roadside crossings that it was either someone playing a prank, which I doubt because the place is so remote, or it was an actual sighting. And then a few years ago, this is after the hair samples that we found that we're trying to get tested, I had an old man contact me. And it was right around Halloween. I know that. I'm not sure I think it was this past year, maybe the year before that, but it was right around Halloween. A lot of people fly fish on that little stream that goes through the forest there. I'll go ahead and say it, it's Cherokee National Forest. A lot of people fly fish there, and there's a few kayakers that go up into there. But this old man was a fisherman. And so I met him out there, and, I know the place pretty well. And he pointed to where it was and said it was right over there, and had taken his hand down, taking a drink with one hand, and, just got his water. He thought it was somebody messing with him. It being around Halloween, he said there's no way that this is real. Somebody's messing with me, messing with my fish, screwing up my fishing. And if you know old men here in East Tennessee, you don't mess with their hunting, you don't mess with their fishing. So the old man started to berate this character across the stream from him, yelling some choice words out. Well, that's when the thing stood up and started going up the mountain behind it. And he told me as soon as it stood up, he was convinced that it wasn't a person. And I asked him why. He pointed out a branch to me. I made my way across there, measured that branch. That branch was 8 foot, and he said that the top of that head skimmed that branch coming across. So he was pretty shook up about that. Didn't believe in Bigfoot at all. Still kind of didn't believe in Bigfoot. Thought he was maybe just getting old. And, I finally told him, I said, look, man, there's been quite a few reports around here. And he found my flyer, obviously. I put those up for a reason. I said, I think you really saw one. So that's what kind of drew me to this area that I investigate.
Yeah, and he said it was drinking out with one hand, huh?
With one hand, yeah. And I think I had talked to you, and I had talked to Bear also, and you guys both gave me confirmation on that. The reason they drink out of that one hand instead of, I would think if I was that big of an animal, I would use two hands because you get more water, more bang for your buck. But like as Bear put it, you put one hand of water down there or two hands of water down there, you're limiting your peripheral vision. You still can't see everything. But if you just use one hand, or as I've heard before, they lay down completely flat on their belly where they're below the vegetation, not only are you more hidden, but you've also got more, line of sight and eyesight and all this stuff. But as close as this old man was to this thing, I'm 100% positive it knew he was there and just didn't really care. Just needed a drink of water because he was pretty close.